Polybomber is a arcade first, incremental skill tree second, arcade throwback to Atari-like games and things from the mid-80s, where you play as a ship on the top of the screen, dropping bombs on geometric shapes that are crossing from right to left or left to right on the screen. If they reach the other side, they start to penetrate your shield, and if you run out of shield, it's game over. You, in order to survive a level, must kill a certain amount of enemies to score a certain amount of points, to then take those points and evacuate out. You can choose to go straight to the next level, but doing so is probably not recommended because if you die, you can't take your points with you to that incremental skill tree that hides in the background. I say that this is an arcade game first and an incremental second because everything about this game is down to timing. Your bomb takes a few seconds to drop to the bottom of the screen, and whilst there is a skill that you can upgrade to make that go quicker, you're still having to time it so that you can capture your bombs with the most amount, killing the most amount of enemies as possible, because each bomb requires an energy take. And if you are dropping more bombs before you can actually get enough energy replenished, then you're going to run out of ammo, and that be that. The skill tree itself in the background is also quite small, and probably really underwhelming for an incremental, if I'm honest. It's just levelling up your own bomb's damage because each level sees the health of all of the enemies increase. But also it allows you to unlock some additional abilities, like when the bomb drops you might have a 3% chance of it splitting, and then the next upgrade makes it 6 and then 9. Or it could be that you then unlock the black hole ability, which leaves like a little black hole next to an explosion, and then you can electrify that so that it just branches out a little bit further. You can also unlock these kind of laser attacks that drop down the screen, and that's helpful because quite soon different geometric shapes aren't just running across the bottom of the screen, they're running slightly higher up as well, again making you get used to timing in different locations and just making sure that you press the right button at the right time. The incremental skill tree also has 5 different abilities that you can then unlock that have a recharge to them, such as being able to freeze and slow down enemies, bringing up a barrier so that if anything reaches the other side of the screen you don't get hurt. And then there's the nuke, which is the ginormous big yellow bomb in the middle of the screen that will kill most enemies on it. This is all quite transactional, and what I would say about this game is that it's quite easy so long as you're good at timing your bombs. If you can't time your bombs, you'll be dying, and it won't matter what you upgrade on that incremental skill tree, it won't help you. But if you do get used to that timing, then you'll be aha, and you'll just breeze through. You won't need to go back to previous levels to grind for any points for that extraction phase to then take it to the skill tree, because you'll be nailing it every single time. And so long as you upgrade your bombs to a point so that it's causing a relatively decent amount of damage, you'll be killing most things with a one shot, and the bigger enemies that take a lot of health to kill go so slowly that they just are a easy point to focus on, and you'll kill all the other enemies that run past it at the same time. There's 2 different modes to this game. One is the endless mode that you're seeing mostly on the screen, because I had problems trying to record the deck building mode. But the deck builder mode just turns your upgrade skill tree into cards that you collect as you go, and you just have to collect them on the battlefield, which was fine, but it didn't feel any different really to what I was already playing. The longer I played and the more I found that this game was just me playing on autopilot, I started to feel like this game had no soul or strong direction, I would say. And it lacked that je ne sais quoi that you get from really decent, enthralling action games that really put you in the seat of your pants having to juggle all kinds of things. This game never really felt like it got there. And it wasn't until I then looked at the Steam webpage that probably to me explained why. Part of the graphical assets, the music, the localization, and portions of the code were partially created with the assistance of generative AI programs and large language models. And there for me lies the problem. I totally understand what this developer is trying to get towards, but when you're using generative AI programs, it lacks heart, soul, character, personality, any kind of director's vision, and so it becomes derivative, transactional, bland, and just the most basic, blandest piece of white bread ever. And that is what drags this game down. I understand the concepts. I think there is a great game in here somewhere if it was allowed to have any ounce of personality in it whatsoever. And this is what Gen AI robs us of in games.